From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Vinipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news. A gazette notification preventing those not subjected to full vaccination entering common places. A higher price than the guaranteed price for paddy harvest in the Maha season. Drowning of 3 more persons who went to bath in Allewala waterfall. 18 wasp hives at the Akbar Bridge in Peradeniya University have been successfully removed. On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with local stories. An extraordinary gazette notification preventing persons not being subjected to full vaccination entering public places has been released. According to the notification issued by the Ministry of Health, Keheliya, the order is scheduled to become operative with effect from the 30th of April. Meanwhile, the Department of Government Information says that 1,287 COVID-19 infected patients have been identified in the country today. The gazette notification was released on the 25th of January this year. The places being identified as common places in the notification are places where general public enter with or without making a payment or with or without having an invitation. The order also applies in common transportation as well. Accordingly, any person who is unable to establish proof of full vaccination is not permitted to enter such a place. Full vaccination denotes inoculation of the necessary doses of vaccine as notified by the Director General of Health Services.
Extraordinary Gazette has been published on 25th of January by the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Keheliya on Quarantine and Prevention of Disease Ordinance, Chapter 222. From that, we have amended the regulation on this immunization against COVID-19 vaccination. And what we are proposing is the fully immunized. That means a person who got the first dose and the second dose, and the 3 months after booster dose. That means 3 doses person is called fully vaccinated person will be allowed to enter to the public places after the 30th of April this year. So we have given 3 months duration for implementation of these regulations for several reasons. One thing is, now at the moment WHO and all the scientific data which is telling that the primary vaccination and the 3rd dose is the complete vaccination. That means first and second dose with 3 months after the booster will be considered as the fully vaccinated person from 20 and above. And from 16 to 19 still we are giving only 2 doses. So we are considering up to now 2 doses is their fully vaccinated status. And 12 to 15 still we are giving only 1 dose. So we will be considering up to now it is 1 dose is the fully vaccinated dose. So then the people have 3 months to get their booster dose, people who have not got the booster dose so far. So I am earnestly request from all the public to get the booster dose as quickly as possible. And the public places is defined by the proper authority, and we will be defining what are the public places and how we are going to implement this in future, because we have given 3 months time. So there is time for the discussion and the various opinion that we can take, and then we can formulate what are the public places. Such as example, if I elaborate, if a person, we are doing a voluntary vaccination, so anyone can take their vaccine or stay without taking vaccine. So we are not doing any forceful vaccination. A person who didn't take vaccination, suppose now if the person got a chest pain or any other disease and he or she want to go to hospital, and it doesn't prevent going hospital, because hospital is a place where all these people who need medical treatment is going to go, and whether the person is vaccinated or not, that the patient can go to hospital and get their specific treatment. But other places we are defining what are the other public places that it is mandatory required the fully vaccinated status. So these places will be notified in future, will be from a separate internal notification by the proper authority. And why this we are implementing is, now a person can be stay without getting vaccines, but then there is a very high chance of that person is getting the COVID-19 disease, and there is a very high chance of that person to spread to the others. So we can stay without getting vaccinated, but we have no right to put others' life in danger. That's why we are going to implement this. And this type of laws and regulations have been implemented by all over the world in the other developed countries and all the other countries. Even right now, you can't go to public places, restaurant and all the other places without fully vaccination status. So we'll have to develop app or some other mechanism to identify who are the fully vaccinated person and who are going to check this vaccination status, and all those things will be notified in due course.
Under the COVID immunization program, so far 36,641,460 total number of doses have been inoculated on the Sri Lankan public. Out of this number, 16,774,088 persons have received the first dose. The number of persons who have received both the doses of vaccine is 14,004,130. The booster dose has been delivered on 5,643,242. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 28 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday. Accordingly, 21 of the fatalities were of the age of 60 years and above. 5 of the victims were between the ages of 30 and 59 years. The Arunala Janata Peramuna has organized a program to enlighten the general public on COVID immunization and prevention. Leader of the party, Dr. Kray R. Prishan, has participated in the program conducted at the party office in Sedawatta.
In the meantime, Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Colombo, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, said that an increase in the number of daily arrivals of corona patients to the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital has been witnessed with a re-emergence of COVID-19 disease in the country.
Still we can notice that corona spread is gradually increasing. Nowadays, daily they are reporting over 1,200 cases. And the same time, Ridgeway Hospital, we can notice that every day there are 25 to 30 patients are reported in the LRH Hospital, and at the moment there are 110 patients are taking treatment as inward patients. At the moment there are only 2 patients in the ICU. But with this situation, what we can expect is that gradually that spread is going on. So people has to take their responsibility to adhere to the health guidelines and wear the mask and prevent the unnecessary gathering. In the same time, unnecessary exercises we have to be avoid. Unnecessary pilgrims and gathering and exercises will be harmful for this disease. In the same time, and we are advising to take everybody over 20 years old has to take the COVID third dose Pfizer vaccine.
The newly constructed Madgamu Temple of the historic Malladu Mahavihara was vested with the Mahasanga today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has participated in the ceremony held in this connection. The President has arrived at the Malvatu Mahavihara this morning. Initially, he was called on Mahanayaka of the Malvatu chapter, Most Venerable Tibbatuwave Sri Sumangala Thera, and received blessings. On the instructions of the President, the old Madgamu Temple building in the Vihara premises was totally dismantled, and in its place a 3-storied building has been constructed. The Sri Lankan Navy has extended labour in this construction. The new building was vested upon the Mahasanga through presentation of Sannas Patra to the Anunayaka of the Malvatu chapter, Venerable Dimul Kumule Vimanadhamma Thera, according to historical traditions. Commanding Chief of the Sri Lanka Navy, Vice Admiral Nishanto Luketan, has handed over the key of the building to the Anunayaka Thera. The Mahasanga, headed by the Anunayaka Venerable Nyangoda Vijayasiri Thera, have chanted Pirit and extended blessings on the President. Thereafter, the President has visited the Asgiri Mahavihara and called on Venerable Varakaguda Sri Jnanaratana Thera to seek blessings. Governor of the Sabaragama Province, Tikiriko Bakadu, was among the group present on this occasion.
Paddy harvesting of the Maha season has begun in many parts of the island. Farmers say they are receiving a higher price than the guaranteed price for their harvest from the government. Reaping of the paddy harvest in Samanture and Lahugala in the Ampara district is taking place in these days. 82,372 hectares of land have come under paddy cultivation in the Ampara district this season. A harvesting exceeding 411,800 metric tons is anticipated. A group including chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Neil D. Alvis, has arrived at the storage of the PMB in Samanture in Ampara on an inspection tour yesterday. Farmers in the Batticaloa district have also commenced Maha-season harvesting. The total area that has come under paddy cultivation in the district is 170,000 acres. Paddy has been cultivated mostly in the divisional secretariat divisions of the Pattipalai, Vellaveli, Kiransengaladi and Vaunathivu. Farmers say that private businessmen are visiting the farming lands to purchase the harvest.
And meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Women's Federation meeting are being conducted in several areas in the country. They are being held according to health guidelines. The SLPP Kotte Electorate Women's Conference was held at the auditorium of the Kotte Municipal Council this morning. Parliamentarian Madhura Vithanage has organized this event. The first Women's Federation meeting in the coal district of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was conducted at the Bandaranaike Auditorium in Hamaratuwa today. A large number of members of the Federation were present on this occasion.
Evangeline Elchmana, who was crowned as the Miss International UK 2021-2022, have arrived in Sri Lanka yesterday. Evangeline is the first woman of colour to win the prestigious Miss International UK title. The main purpose of her visit to Sri Lanka is to join hands with the Sri Lanka tourism industry and to contribute to the promotion of Sri Lanka in the United Kingdom.
I'm here for 1 month at the country of beautiful Sri Lanka. I want to thank the tourist board for inviting me. I'm going to be travelling all around the motherland and I'm super excited for the experience and to enjoy the culture. My main purpose is to talk about my new organisation called Climate Exchange, where I'll be introducing sustainability and to connect Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom together. During pageantry, I want to show that it's not all about beauty. With my title, I want to advocate about charity organisations, and with my title, I have raised over £70,000 and I have donated that to Sri Lanka to help build new homes for single mothers with children, and I'm looking forward to see those projects in real life. And during my stay here, one of the main factors why I visited Sri Lanka is to educate people on sustainability with my new charity organisation called Climate Exchange. I hope that I can introduce this to the younger generation to tell them how important it is to learn about how they can be sustainable in their lives. Not only showcase Sri Lankan culture, but also educate people and tell them how important it is to, reduce the use of plastics, and that will inevitably help the ocean and our agriculture.
Death due to drowning of 3 persons who went for bathing in the Ellavela waterfall in Vallavai has been reported. The police say the accident has taken place this morning. A group comprising 6 persons from Mathura have met with the tragedy. It has been reported that 4 persons in the group were suddenly gone underwater while bathing. The police adds that one of the persons were rescued by the resident. In a subsequent search operation, bodies of 2 victims were recovered by divers. However, the remains of the 3rd victim were unable to be found even by this afternoon. All 3 victims were between the ages of 50 and 55 years. Father, daughter and son of the same family who came to bathe in the same waterfall were killed due to drowning on the 20th of October last year. The Vallavai Pradesh Sabha has barricaded the location with barbed wire fence as a danger precaution. Yet 2 more persons were killed due to drowning in the same location a month before. Residents say that the bathing spot of the waterfall appears to look shallow, but the presence of cavities among the boulders where the waterfall is fallen from the waterfall make it more dangerous for bathing.
A media briefing was conducted at the Trade Ministry today to inform on the advantages being provided by the Satosa marketing network to the consumers. Minister Bandara Gunawardena has also participated in the event. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena said that even a low-income earner is able to purchase a host of commodity items for a price of 998 rupees. The relief package includes 5 kilos of nadu rice, one 400-gram packet of noodles, 100 grams of sprats and a packet of corporation turmeric. There is a consolation of more than 530 rupees to the consumer when he or she purchases the package from any Satasa retail outlet.
And more on your local stories, measures have been taken to safely remove 18 wasp hives in the Akbar Bridge located in the premises of the Peradeniya University. The Organization for the Conservation of Bee Resource was responsible for the operation. A 3-day convocation of the Peradeniya University is scheduled to commence on the 22nd of this month. It has been pointed out that a dangerous situation would have been created when large numbers of students and parents walked along the bridge during this period. Accordingly, steps have been taken to remove the wasp hives according to the instructions of the Vice-Chancellor of the Peradeniya University. The Organization for the Conservation of Bee Resource has been successful for the 8th occasion in shifting a wasp hive in a secured manner. The dislocation of the hives has been carried out according to an appropriate technological methodology.
We now move on to more local news in brief. Letters of appointments have been presented to 199 newly recruited officials of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service. Minister Janaka Bandara Thennakoon has presided over the event held in this connection. The new officers are scheduled to be assigned on duties in government institutions. Kulubadu Uyana, established through a joint collaboration of the Marketing Board on spice-related products and the Urban Development Authority, was declared open last evening. The new sales centre is located in Densilko Bakadu Amavati in Batharamulla. A ceremony to commemorate the 55th anniversary of D.S.N. Anayaka College, Colombo was held at the college premises. A special remembrance of the baseball team of the college killed in a terrorist bomb attack at the Fort Railway Station in Colombo has also taken place on this occasion. The staff headed by the principal of the school and past pupils were also present at this occasion. Releasing of baby turtles to the sea in commemoration of the National Independence Day took place at the beach in Urawatta in Ambalangoda yesterday. The Mahasanga and officials of the Ambalangoda police station also participated in the event. A tipper truck loaded with sand clashed with a train at the railway crossing in Maniktania in Valikanda this afternoon. Damages have been caused to the train engine and the lorry due to the accident. However, nobody was injured in the incident. Residents say that authorities have been informed on the lack of protection at the railway crossing on previous occasions as well, but no solution has been provided.
And that's it for tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.